ladies and gentlemen. Now today we've got a very busy day ahead, so they are dropping the Grandmasters Gauntlet later this evening, along with the new event quest and the new side event as well. And I did a poll on Twitter this morning, and we've decided we are jumping straight into the Grandmasters Gauntlet tonight, and I've got a little bit of a game plan for what we're going to do. So yeah, one thing that I think, like, I'm just a bit disappointed at is this event only runs for 3 weeks. So it's the 2nd of June till the 23rd of June. And it's like a week before the 4th of July and all of the unit deals there that they carve this event. So yeah, it seems like for what they're hyping up to be an Abyss of Legends difficulty challenge, a very short time period in which you have to actually take on this challenge. And they do say that it's intended for players with 6-star rank 3 champions, but can be done with lower level champions as well. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what the actual difficulty is going to be like, because apparently the health pools aren't going to be as big, but the fights themselves are going to be more difficult and more challenging. And we've got a little bit of a teaser as to the layout and also the fights. So there's going to be 20 fights in this quest plus one final boss, and there's a total of 4 paths, and I think it's kind of structured like John Mulaney's challenge or any of the celebrity challenges. We've got like a path of 5 boss fights, and then you have the option to go on to the next one or teleport straight into the final boss. So there is like an easy path and a quick path to do it, but the biggest rewards come from that run where you do paths 1, 2, 3, and 4 back to back and then take on the final boss there. However, we don't know if there have been like any adjustments to the final boss, because the final boss is going to be Nameless Thanos, who by himself is actually quite a tricky fight, man. There's a lot to deal with on Thanos, and if they've like snuck in additional mechanics like doing the 420 fights, which we don't know what the final 15 fights are, plus a Thanos that we don't know if he's been adapted or not, you know, seems like a very YOLO way to go into this challenge. So yeah, my plan this evening is to do path 1. We're going to do the easy path and then take on the Nameless Thanos just to see if they've adjusted the fight at all, and then look at a point maybe in a week or two where we go for like the full 4 paths and then Nameless Thanos. I just want to jump in, like test out the initial path and test out that final Thanos boss to see what has changed, because he's got some really big boosters on, man. At least looking on paper, this Thanos has some fat multipliers. He is a 300% champion boost, so 300% to his attack and health, and also on top of that, 1000% health multiplier as well. So yeah, this Nameless Thanos, man, is going to be super chunky, but also I really enjoyed the Nameless Thanos fight, so I'm very excited and very interested to see what this is going to entail. But they've revealed like the first path, and I'm not too sure again if the later paths are like a repeat of the earlier paths, but from the description of this challenge, I think it's gonna change up every single path and there's gonna be different opponents in different nodes. But yeah, we'll see what it's like when we actually jump into the challenge and once it's available, because we've only got the path 1 info here, and path 1 is looking like a bit of a pain in the ass. So path 1, the first opponent is apparently going to be a bubble shield Dr. Doom that also has glancing. You've got micro reflect, so you're going to glance a lot, you're going to reflect damage, but you've also got size matters as well. So if you're using an XL champion, then you can completely bypass the glancing node, and also using large champions you can spam heavy attacks. However, the combination of like Dr. Doom's block penetration and bubble shield, I don't think it's going to be a good time for like overly relying on parry in this fight, ideally. So yeah, that one I think is going to be really annoying. And then we've also got a Terax boss who is powerful from afar, also energized for additional power gain, and also galactic intervention to generate additional charges there as well. And then we got a vision boss who has power bond, so I think this makes him like 90% less effective to being power drained. He's also got surging vengeance as well and minor aspect of death. So yeah, I think really one of the only ways to deal with this man is going to be like, you know, flat out power control champions that can power lock like Magic or maybe Dr. Octopus. And also one character I think is going to be really good here for shutting this man down is Medusa. I think Medusa is going to be absolutely insane for this fight. You just like, you know, you turn off the surging vengeance node, so I think that should be Very nice time. But actually thinking about it as well, maybe like She-Hulk here, Spider-Ham, certain characters that can taunt could also be very, very valuable. So yeah, the more I think about this vision, actually the more options may be available. But I'm thinking of like playing this one safe and just bringing in Medusa here for this man. Because yeah, for easy path completion, as long as the health pool isn't like too ridiculous, should be absolutely fine there. And then we've got a Modok with Hard Knock Life. So this is the one I think that reduces block proficiency and ability accuracy on parry. He also has stun vulnerability, specialist 1 and enhanced special 1. So yeah, you got to dodge the special 1 there. Don't parry too much or you're going to get absolutely nuked. So I'm thinking for this fight, man, Shang-Chi should be really, really good for this one because we can just like get through that block with the unblockable. We've also got a very long stun off the end of the combo to take advantage of the stun vulnerability node as well. So yeah, I think Shang-Chi could be really good for that fight. And also Spider-Ham with Energize, so he's got additional power gain there. Power Bond, so that is like the power control reduction node. He's also going to be defensive as well and have, I think, immunity to all debuffs there. So yeah, I'm not too sure about Spider-Ham. I think like technically anybody could play around Spider-Ham as long as you don't like use special attacks and play into the power sting. But yeah, this Spider-Ham could be very, very annoying. I'm thinking like Shang-Chi may be able to work out for this fight just with his base damage, but it depends like what the immunity node is. If it's immunity to stun, then yeah, Shang-Chi can work with the slow, but if it's immunity to all debuffs, again, might not be the best option out there. But yeah, I'm curious to play around. You know, maybe like Nick Fury might be the way to go when it comes to Modok and Spider-Ham in comparison. But yeah, we'll jump into the quest, we'll check out the nodes exactly and see if there's like anything additional in play when it does come to the global stuff. Now the big question is, what are the rewards for the Grandmaster's Gauntlet for the sweaty tryhards that want to take this on? So for completion, we got a 6-star rank 1 to rank 2 rank up gem crystal, so a random rank 2 6-star gem there. Again, not too bad. Also got 4 tier 2 alpha, 5,000 6-star shards, and 250,000 gold. And then in chest 1, so I think this is on the second path there, because they say you need to do 10 fights in order to get the first chest. A little bit above. So yeah, this may be on the first path, that may be a little bit of an error, or it may be also on the second path as well. But if you can get to the first chest, is a generic rank 2 rank up gem there, and also 8 tier 2 alpha and 10,000 6-star hero crystal shards, and also 500,000 gold on top of that. If you can get the second chest, then it is a 25% T5CC selector, 3 tier 5 basic, 15,000 6-star hero crystal shards, and also 750,000 gold. And chests 3 and 4 are where it gets really, really spicy. So chest 3, you have over 20,000 tier 3 alpha catalyst fragments, and also another 25% T5CC selector, also a 6-star Nexus Hero Crystal, and 1,000,000 gold. And then finally, for chest number 4, you get 34,200 tier 6 basic catalyst fragments. So again, tier 6, not tier 5 there. Also a fully formed T5CC selector, and 50 6-star signature stones that are generic, and 2,000,000 gold as well. So if you do the full run, man, the rewards are so damn juicy. But my goodness, I can only imagine for these this level of rewards, man, those final like 2 paths must be like absolute hell. So yeah, I'm very interested to see like how the later paths are, and whether or not there's like additional stuff on the later paths that if you go for them, it also makes Thanos harder. But yeah, I'm curious to see like what an easy path run is like, and what's the easiest you can possibly do the completion for like base level rewards, because if you get the completion rewards and also chest 1, and like the easiest path isn't like that much hassle for some players, again, might be a good time. But this does look like a bit of a megalodon fest when it does come to some of the later paths, man, because yeah, these are really, really big. And they do mention as well, again, the challenge is going to return at some point, but if you've already collected the chest, then when it does return, those chests you cannot collect again, so you can't get the rewards that you've already got when it does return. So yeah, it will come back at some point in the future. So again, even if you don't have the right characters now, you can still be prepared and invest in the right options for what turns out to be really, really good for this. So yeah, overall, I'm very, very nervous of this challenge, man, but it should be a good time. Like, I'm looking forward to the live stream. I'm very interested to see that Nameless Thanos final boss, because he's like one of my favorite boss fights, top 3 boss fights in the game, I would say, with the Grandmaster still being #1. Like, the Grandmaster fight is absolutely amazing, but Nameless Thanos is a very, very enjoyable time. So, like, reading this post, I've kind of reevaluated my team a little bit more, but what I was thinking earlier was for Vision, I would use Medusa. For Terrax, I would go for Namor, because if it's like a massive high-attack Terrax, that Reflect is just going to be absolutely amazing. I was also potentially thinking Shang-Chi was going to be amazing for MODOK, but also thinking about that Spider-Ham fight a little bit more. Again, if he does have full immunity to everything, maybe Shang-Chi isn't going to be amazing there, but also at the same time, we can remove the power stings, which is quite nice as well. And then for Nameless Thanos, Hyperion is just like an MVP champion, man. He's incredibly good for like all of the phases. So yeah, I really, really like Hyperion versus Nameless Thanos, man. He's very, very strong against that fight as well. And then finally, I was thinking for Doctor Doom, I don't really like have an amazing XL option, you know. I think Quake, for very skilled Quake players, could be the best option to go for, but I was thinking of just like YOLOing into Doctor Doom with Immortal Hulk, and I was also thinking if the final phase of Thanos is a problem, because you need to like intercept him in order to get the protection against his Special 3 one-shot, I think Immortal Hulk actually with his immortality and kind of bounce back could be absolutely insane for that phase. So yeah, I'm a little bit curious to try out Immortal Hulk versus the final Thanos actually. So yeah, I just want to have a little bit of fun and play around with some characters tonight. So yeah, I'm kind of leaning toward Immortal Hulk, but I think for Doctor Doom, like either Immortal Abomination, Quake, or Hulk, at least on paper, I think maybe some of the best options. I think with a glancing node, I'm not too sure Magneto will work for that Doom, but again, we won't know until the event actually does go live. So yeah, I'm curious to see, but again, like, there's a potential that for Doctor Doom, both Archangel and Magneto could be insane champions. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see, man. But overall, I'm looking forward to this event. I think it should be a really, really good time. Going to be a fantastic live stream a little bit later as well. And yeah, I'm super pumped for that final Thanos fight. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on the Grandmasters Gauntlet and who you believe are going to be some of the best overall champions. And if you did enjoy today's breakdown video, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Aside from that, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day.